We're reviewing the Bailey 764T, which we've had on loan now for 17 days. And I think we know now what we like and what we don't like about it, so we thought we'd give you our thoughts on that, and we're going to go through the various sort of areas of the motorhome and take you through that. But first, some facts and figures from my facts and figures person.
Right. We've travelled 839.5 miles.
Right.
We've spent £185.43 on fuel.
Yeah.
We've spent £339.75 on meals and groceries and that type of thing.
Yeah.
And on site fees, because we've been in it 17 nights, we've spent £423.60, which is an average of £24 a night.
Right.
Which is quite good because it's the low season.
The low season.
And we've been on service pitches.
Which are more expensive anyway.
Yeah.
Most of the campsites have been absolutely quiet, haven't they? And
yes, they have.
yeah, so it's been really good going this time of year. If you're thinking that it might be a problem going this time of year, it's not. It's not. You've got a warm motorhome. Yeah. It's quiet and everything's empty, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the shower blocks, choice of showers and everything. It's been really good.
So let me just give you some sort of facts and figures about the motorhome. It's 7.6 metres long. It's just under 2.5 metres wide. It's 2.75 metres tall. It can be driven by anyone on a standard car licence, so you don't need the C1 category on your test on your licence, because it's under 3.5 tonnes in weight. It comes with cruise control, air conditioning, airbags, electric mirrors, electric windows, DAB radio, and all the latest hill hold, skid control and all that sort of thing. Inside you've got 2 travel seats, 2 single beds, and you can make up the lounge into another double bed. We've got a rear shower and a washroom. We've got a microwave. We've got a 3-burner gas hob and an oven grill, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Microwave. We've got a new microwave, didn't we? Because the other one,
the Russell hob's really nice.
Yeah, really nice Russell hobs. I think the Daewoo is standard on these vans, but we've got a Russell hobs because the Daewoo packed up.
Yeah.
And I think you'll have to see a video up here for that somewhere. Yeah, we've got a 3-way fridge that runs on gas, electric, and 12 volts. So you can use it whilst you're going along, or when you're plugged in, or when you're not plugged in and not going along. That covers all the bases, I think. Yeah. It's got an outside point for an aerial, so you can plug a booster cable in that you often get on campsites, or if you've got a satellite dish, you can plug that in there as well, so you can use your telly. You don't necessarily need an outside aerial. I think that's quite important. I think that's something we've learned.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got an inboard 95 litre water tank and a similar size outboard waste tank. So that tends to last us for about 4 days.
Yeah, yeah.
I think so, before we need to fill up or empty indeed. I think this time of year you've got to be careful to make sure you do empty regularly, particularly when the temperatures get down to freezing, in case any of the pipes freeze. But with it being an inboard freshwater tank, you don't need to worry about that.
No, it's under one of the beds, isn't it?
That's right. It's got LED lighting all the way around, so that saves battery. It's got dimmable spotlights, and some of the spotlights double as USB charge points. Double charge points, in fact, as we discovered halfway through the journey. So you could charge 2 phones on 1 point.
That's right. I think the only thing we haven't mentioned is the heating, the Truma electric gas blown air heat, central heating.
I thought I had, but
no,
I didn't. I missed that.
I didn't hear you say it.
Yeah, it's a 2-way heating system that can run on when you're on electric hookup. It works off electric, or it works off gas, or it can work off a combination of both. And when it's especially cold, you can use electric and gas at the same time.
Yeah.
And that has been really effective.
That's what we did last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It really warms it up.
Yeah, we let the van get cold whilst we were
washing and everything.
Doing the washing, and came back and switched the heating on full belt and really warmed it up nice. So, why motorhome in winter? Well, there's less people around, and it's the first thing.
Yeah, I mean, going to museums, I mean, we went to Beamish and we went to the other one. We were virtually able to look round on our own. It was great. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
And particularly sort of this time of year, it's not been heavily snowing or anything like that.
No, we've been lucky that it's been a mild patch, but even now, I mean, it's gone colder.
Yeah.
But we're still, enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah. It's quieter at night.
Yeah, less people on site.
Yeah.
Less people, obviously, they're not sitting outside, are they?
No. A few people slamming doors like next door. But
Yeah, I know, but it's,
Yeah.
no, it's been good.
Yeah. Sites are generally less full.
Yes, so you can go in the showers and you've got the pick of the showers, pick of the toilets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it like to drive? Well, it's wider and longer than a car, obviously. But given that, it's very, very easy to drive. Just take into account the length of it. When you go around corners, you just make sure that you don't bump over a curb. I actually did that myself yesterday, so I'm the one to talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's no problem. You just got to watch that extra length. It's got a powerful 130 brake horsepower engine. It's not the most powerful you can get, but believe me, it's perfectly adequate with keeping up with motorway speeds. And yeah, going up hills it's not a problem. The gear changes, as you see here, are right by your steering wheel, so it's very easy, and you know there's only about a hand's width between the steering wheel and the gear lever, and that's something I've always liked about the Ducato and the Boxer vans, the easy gear changes. The seats are really, really comfortable.
Yeah.
They are extremely comfortable on a long journey. They have to be, because it's basically based on a delivery van when drivers spend all day in a seat sometimes. So it's got cruise control. It's the other thing possibly, and I saw a couple of people have raised the issue, is the AdBlue. The Peugeot vehicles come with an AdBlue system, which is a liquid that's sprayed into the fuel at the same time, and it's basically to make your emissions a bit cleaner. It means that every so often you have to top it up with this AdBlue liquid, and I think what it works out to is round about 6,000 to 10,000 miles you top up the tank. It's something that would probably be done with a motorhome under a service, so you probably wouldn't have to do it yourself. Things I'd like, possibly, one thing I would like to see on this motorhome is a reversing camera. It's actually got a rear view mirror.
Yeah,
which is about as much use as a chocolate teapot.
Isn't it how you can look at the cupboards at the back?
Yeah, you can study the cupboards at the back.
Bathroom doors shut.
Yeah. I would like to see that as standard on all motorhomes, to be perfectly honest. I think reversing sometimes, when you're perhaps in a bit of a hurry and there's someone standing behind you, can be extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
But driving it with the big mirrors, if you're on the motorway or on normal roads, you can see perfectly well. So you know you do get used to not having a reversing camera, but I would have one fitted. It's got a DAB radio that's built into it, and that works fine.
Yeah, but I mean, the trouble with DAB, sometimes it loses the signal, doesn't it? It's very good.
Sorry, just sneeze. So the other thing I'd like to see are perhaps more USBs at the front.
Yeah.
You've actually got one USB socket here. We bought this edition really because we're just with cameras. We've got two cameras, we've got two phones. We just ran out of USB sockets.
Yeah.
I'll put that back. So I'd like to see more USBs in the cab area, but there are 8 USBs in the rest of the van.
In the rest of the van, yeah.
Yeah. But you can't use those whilst you're going along normally.
No.
Yeah, handling and ride. It corners very, very well.
Yeah. It was very comfortable going along in.
Yeah, and it runs fairly smooth. You will get a bit more noise than you're perhaps used to if you've driven a car, because you've got cups and plates and all the stuff in the lockers, and you will hear that. We've tried quite hard to sort of tie all of that down. But yeah.
So you've enjoyed driving it?
I really enjoyed driving it. Yeah. And it's actually been nice to drive another vehicle.
Another vehicle, yeah. Another nice change.
Right. So the cooking area. So did we enjoy cooking in here?
We did.
I did some cooking as well. Didn't I?
You did some cooking as well. Yeah. No, we did. I particularly like this big hob here. In a way, I'd rather have that than the electric plate at the back.
All right.
Because you can use a big pan and you can use two smaller pans.
Yeah, so it's a good hob.
It's a good hob, isn't it?
Yeah. With a big burner.
Yeah.
Chopping board. We've got the chopping board there, haven't we?
Yeah. I did use that because I didn't chop a lot, but I chopped some mushrooms, things like that on there. Right. Then I have a big pan and I could just transfer things into it, so no, it was good.
Yeah. The worktop on the oven, you can use that as an extra workspace, kind of, if you just drop the lid down.
If you drop the lid down, but you've got to be careful you haven't got a burner on. You must never put that down if you've got a burner on.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes, as long as you make sure that.
Okay. The knives and forks drawer.
This I particularly like, the knives and forks drawer.
Move that down.
This here. We brought our old cutlery divider, didn't we, from before?
Yeah.
So no, that's really good because it's where you can easily get to it.
Right.
You can just go down there, get your knives and forks out. When you've been washing up, it's easy to put things back in there. So no, I like that's one of my favourite.
And there is a drawer underneath that as well.
There is a drawer underneath where we've kept some of the pans, haven't we? Yeah. In there.
It's a bit of a dark hole there, isn't it? But
you've got to get right down on the floor really to see what.
Yeah.
I think if you were in this full time, you'd obviously sort your pans out a bit better than we have.
Yeah, you've got that flap as well. I wasn't sure about that. The flap that extends over the bed. I wasn't sure about that.
What we've been using it mainly for is putting the Tassimo on and putting the toaster on. Yeah. But obviously at night we have to move things because you could kick that from your bed. Yeah. Okay. But no, that's a useful additional workspace.
All right. And what about the cupboards?
Cupboards. These I can just about reach up to that. This one is you can just sort of put things on top of each other. Yeah, they're quite tall, aren't they? They're quite tall, but what's nice is that we've been able to keep mugs in there, and then we're making coffee. It's not a long distance to get your cups and everything. No, okay. And it's that cupboard up there, though. Oh yes. It's real difficult for me to get to it, but it's like I don't know, I call it Granville's till. I called it. On open all hours because it's got a really strong spring on it, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got the same catches as the big cupboards. Yeah. And it really is hard to so I'm not going to even attempt it. So I don't think we've got anything up there, have we? No. I'll just keep making sure. No, just don't go in there. No. Okay, what about the fridge? Fridge, yeah, I mean, it keeps very cool. We've been really pleased with it. The only thing sort of struggled a bit with is remembering to put it on gas or battery when we're going along. Yeah. And then what I have forgotten a couple of times is we've had it on battery, we've got back, we've plugged in the electric, and I've forgotten to do the switch. Yeah. But it's still, we haven't had any problems with it doing that. It's been good on the battery going along because we've done quite long journeys and it's still been cool. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a smallish fridge, but we managed to get a fair bit in there. I mean, managed to get a bottle of wine in, so that's important, isn't it? And some drinks. So quick look at what's in our fridge here. Yeah, still a fair bit. It's a bit scary, isn't it? Yeah, and we've got a freezer bit at the top where we've just been mainly keeping bread in there. Yeah. Yeah, so there's a fair bit in there. You could just get used to the fact that you can't fit so much in. Okay, shall we have a quick look at the Russell hob as well? Yeah, this is a really nice microwave. We've kept the turntable in the packaging it came in. Yeah. This is when we're travelling, obviously we take it out of it when we're cooking, but it's a very, very simple microwave, very attractive looking. Yeah, and it's a hello opportunity. Yeah. Microwave. Yeah, hello. It is. Yeah. Yes. Sorry about that. I really like that we've done a couple of meals in it, haven't we? It's been very efficient. Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned about the window as well. That was the other thing. It's actually nice to be able to look out the window whilst you're washing up or doing the cooking. Yes. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to see out there. Not much. The fact that somebody's gone from next door. Oh, they've gone, haven't they? Yeah. 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 So no, that's okay. What about washing up? Washing up. Normally, that's why I think I was holding that earlier. Obviously, you've got to move that. Yeah. You've got a nice bowl. Yeah, it comes. Let me just show you that. It comes with a bowl, doesn't it? Yeah, so. Yeah, and it's a good fitting bowl, so that when you're travelling along, it don't move about too much. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a reasonable size sink. And once you've, like washed up cups, because I'm going to put them away in there, it's easy. Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. I've grown to like this kitchen. Yeah, it's not a massive kitchen, is it? But, no.
We have, like I say, we have grown to like
Right,
it.
yeah.
So tell me about the oven.
Yeah, the oven's very nice. There's one shelf. It lights first time. You've got that. This side is for the oven. That side's for the grill, which we haven't used.
Yeah.
But no, it's very nice. It's at a reasonable height.
Yeah.
No, I've enjoyed that, using that.
Good.
Yep.
So we like the kitchen.
Okay, yeah, I've grown to like the kitchen. Right, so you're in the living area now.
I am. Yeah,
you
I
are
am in the living area.
So we've had friends round it with Bob and Aileen and Glyn and Sharon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what did they say?
Well, they always nick the best seats, don't they? So
Yeah, so they were in the comfy
these
seats.
these are the best seats. So if you're ever in a motorhome, these are definitely the best seats. But the seat over there is a little bit on that narrow side, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's not, I don't think it's the most comfortable seat. That seat there, the travel seat, that's next up in comfort, and this is the most comfortable
Yeah,
seat.
the most comfortable. And they also said that it was like it's nice, bright and airy in here, didn't they?
Yeah,
It's,
I mean, if you look at all the cupboards are all sort of white, and it does tend to make it white. You've got white walls, you've got white blinds, so it does lift the light in the motorhome, even on a dull day like today.
Yeah, and well, I mean, we played Scrabble and we had a couple of meals, didn't we? A couple of chippy teas in here.
Yeah.
And so we put the table extender on.
And it's got a table extender that fits, and it comes about there.
Yeah.
And the great thing about that table extender is that you can still get past it, and I suppose that's because that sofa's a little bit narrow.
A bit narrow, yeah.
So it swings around a bit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So the only other thing we found in there is the floor squeaks, doesn't it?
Oh yes, another bit of. Probably won't do it now.
It's not doing it. Maybe after 17 days it's sorted
itself out. The floor squeaks a bit here.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. All right.
Yeah, maybe we've got the right number of shoes in there, because it's
Possibly.
a shoe storage area.
Yeah.
So maybe they've. Anyway.
We'll perhaps show you that a little bit later. The shoe storage area.
So what do you think of the USB lights?
I think they're the best invention ever. Well, apart from like sliced bread.
Yeah, no, they've been brilliant.
No, they have been really useful. And we've got all sorts of things that charge via USBs. We've got your cameras, we've got backup batteries, we've got what have we got? We've got routers. We come with all the sort of modern paraphernalia that you need, and really good idea.
Yeah. So we've used the TV, haven't we? And we'll show a bit more of that when we go into the bedroom area. But you can watch the TV from where you're sitting now, can't you?
Yeah.
If we turn it around that way, and if we turn it around the other way,
you can watch it from the bed as well.
Yeah. So if you like that.
Yeah. I mean, it comes onto the open plan layout, which I think we'll talk about a little bit later. But it does mean that either of us can either sit in here or in the bedroom, and that's the difference with an open plan layout, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see each other basically.
Yeah, I mean I think we've found it quite flexible, haven't we? This open plan area. Yeah, and it's involved Poppy more, and also meant that at night she's quite happy in her bed because she can see us. Yeah,
she tends to stay in her bed, and I think that's also because up here we've got the heater under this sofa here, and the front of the cab tends to stay warmer. Now, of course, the problem with coach-built motorhomes is the cab is always the coolest area, because you've got this big area of glass, you've got ventilation in there, and with all that sort of ventilation, this area can be cooler. So having the heating up the front means that the front of the van is warmer.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, when we were cool last night, the first thing we did was sit in this area for ages, didn't we, to warm up?
To warm up,
yeah. What about the cupboards in this area?
Oh yeah, the cupboards. Couple of things I sort of like to point out. Can you just check? You can see this, but these.
Yeah.
These cupboards up here, pluses and minuses. You can keep a load of old towels in there if you want, which I tend to do to stop rattles. But there's only a short, about that much, of a lip there, and a couple of times I've had things heavy fall out of there. So it's really not a good idea to keep heavy things in there. No. And I think it would have been nice if there was actually a door over there.
Yes, yeah. And
these cupboards, let me show you this cupboard here.
Yeah.
So let's just show you these cupboards. They're quite big. They're double size. You can fit a huge amount of stuff in here. and it's because I think it's because they're fairly square as well. I mean, we've not been able to fill these cupboards at all.
No, no.
No, we've got all our sort of plates and things. I'd like to put a plate rack in there. I don't know if this van's supposed to come with a plate rack.
No.
But that would have been nice.
It would, yeah, yeah. That would have probably even taken up less space then, because we'd been better organised.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I like these cupboards. One criticism of the cupboards is that when you're going along, they rattle a bit. Because they are so big,
yeah.
What I was finding is that it was rattling, and you could hear it here and here. And what I found on these cupboards is that it might just be, this is an early production model, but there should have been a bit of felt there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't. There's a bit of felt behind the catch here, and there should have been a bit of felt over there. So I've just put a bit of draft excluder temporarily, and that stops these cupboards rattling. They were rattling quite a bit, and quite noticeably.
Yeah, yeah. What did you think of the blinds in this area?
The blinds are very easy to use.
Yeah. Enable Poppy to see out.
Yeah, which we don't really want. So you just drop them down. Well, those two blinds, and you've got two blinds, and you've got, what's this called?
Fly screen.
It's not a fly screen. No. It's a mesh, isn't it?
Mesh. Yeah.
I think I'll leave that bit in.
Yeah.
It's called it. Well, this. It's to stop people seeing in, basically.
Yeah, but if you have the windows open, it does stop flies as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, true. But yeah, right, yeah. Pops, it's enough looking out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so, yeah, I mean, we've got these curtains are quite nice.
Oh yeah, the curtains.
The curtains.
The curtains, yeah. They've got little Velcro ties on them. And you can actually, they're not just decorative, you can actually use them, and it helps to shut out even more light.
Yeah. I
mean, we'll comment perhaps later on the bedroom, but using the curtains does shut out the light.
I mean, one thing we did find that some of these skylights, the light shines through, doesn't it, at night?
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got the front blinds as well. So that's got a blind and a fly screen. Again, this is a bit stiff to use because we haven't used this one much. So you can move it all together. Just unclip that. You see the clip together? So you can have it half and half. And this whole roof, I'm going to be brave here, this whole roof unclips, doesn't it? There we are. There, I've opened the sunroof.
Yeah, and it's
snowing.
It started snowing.
It's snowing.
So you're putting it down now?
So it's going back down now. And you just do all the catches up again. Do that up, that up, that up, that up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 catches on that. I don't think they want that coming open.
No, no.
Alright, yeah. Habitation door, very simple habitation door. It's got no bin on it and it's got no window on it, but it is a very, very good door.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing about it is because it hasn't got all those bits on it, it's snowing, is it shuts with a really good thump.
Yeah, it does.
And it feels solid.
It does, yeah. It feels like it fits very well. And
yeah. There's no fly screen on here. A lot of vans have fly screens. That has an advantage because fly screens rattle. So yeah.
It locks easily by doing that, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
We have that on our checklist.
Yeah. So light switches. It's very simple to use the light switches. You've got 2 light switches here, which control the lights in the front of the van, and over in the kitchen 2 light switches which control the lights in the back of the van.
And over the kitchen itself.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay, just talking about the bedroom now. So beds.
Well, they're wide enough, aren't they?
2 foot 4.
2'4", yeah. Yours is certainly long enough, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 6'2".
Yeah,
that
so
bed.
You've it's more than long enough. Mine is 5'9", isn't it?
Yeah, that seems quite short, but
yeah,
you're vertically challenged, aren't you? Anyway, so
Thank you. Yeah, I've found that if I don't sleep high up on the pillow, I'm bending my knees, and sometimes I'm waking up, you know, and my legs bent.
Yeah.
Because I suppose because normally the bed's a lot too long for me more than anything else.
Yeah.
So it's taken a bit of getting used to, but I have to make sure I put that down as well.
The flap.
The flap, yeah.
The flap, yeah. Obviously, you don't want to be kicking the Tassimo.
No.
And that's one of the dangers here, isn't it? That the kitchen slightly intrudes on the bed.
Yes.
You know, it's easy to make spills from the kitchen that go onto the bed.
Yes, it is. Yeah. But apart from that, we've had really good night's sleep. The headboards are nice. They match this cushion which we've been using when we've been watching the TV in bed. Yeah. You've got your USB charger.
Yeah, so you can have your
phone there.
Yeah, so I'm answering questions from people on YouTube at 10:30 at night.
No, because I've switched my mobile data off by now. You've got a nice thing above.
Yeah.
It's a nice bedroom area, and as we've said before, we can see Poppy, she can see us, so she's been more content in her bed than keep trying to come in our bed.
Yeah. So that was a battle one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So that's been one of the nice things.
Yeah.
No, I've been like, the mattress is a little bit hard.
Yeah.
But there again, you feel like you're held in bed, if you know what I mean. You're not going to slip out or anything like that. Yeah. So
I think I'd have preferred it if we'd brought our duvets, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. And that's just something getting used to it, because you have to tuck the mattresses in, don't you? So
yes, yeah. I mean,
not the mattresses, the duvets.
Yeah, I mean the
duvets even.
I couldn't bring mine because mine's 6 foot odd long, and my bed's only 5'9". Yeah. So that's why we ended up bringing these the duvets from the duvet here.
Right.
Well, these are the duvets that fit in the duvet.
Duvets, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I hope you're following all that.
Yeah. But we've got nice cupboards here,
again,
haven't we?
Plenty of space to put your things.
We haven't really. See, again, these aren't chocker.
No.
I have liked the bedroom, and I have liked the fact we can watch TV here, and I quite like this open plan, I must admit.
Yeah. Okay, so the bathroom. I'd say it's not the biggest bathroom we've ever seen. The toilet is in a nice position. It's easy to use. You've got a cupboard at the bottom there. The shower's great. I really like the shower. You've got a drain plug there that's nice and deep. It's just very simple shower. There's no I looked at some vans and they've got like a shelf built into it, and you're forever banging your elbow on it. And the shower unit's just here. It's just stuck on the wall, and it works fine. We've used it a couple of times now. I've really enjoyed that. It's very easy to clean the bathroom. Yeah,
I cleaned it yesterday, and it
Yeah.
So it's splat. I was a bit worried about that white behind the tap, but that cleaned up fine.
Well, that's the other thing. All the surfaces on the walls are all this white GRP, aren't they?
Yeah, so it cleaned up really well.
It cleans very easily.
Yeah, yeah. So I was impressed with that.
Anything else?
The mirror's nice and big, isn't it?
Hello.
The wardrobe.
Wardrobe. Yes, the wardrobe. Massive wardrobe. The reason the bathroom's smaller is that you've got this massive wardrobe. Most of it's taken up with my coat.
Yeah. Which you need because it's snowing.
Because it's snowing. Right, there's a good sized locker, and that's where your toilet cassette goes. I think we've already talked about this, but good sized locker, and you can fit a load of stuff in there as well. So I can put my water hose in there, the drain hose, and that all goes in there nicely. You can shut it up. That's it. That's it. So yeah, water point, the electric point, and it's snowing. Point, trimmer, gas locker, external aerial. That's it. Snow. Okay. Right, I've got a section called utilities, and that's the sort of the water and the gas and that sort of thing. And as it's snowing outside, I don't think I'm going to be out there filming. So
no,
but not unless I put my big coat on. Anyway, first things first. The bugbear, I think, of the utilities side of the van for me is the low drain tap. It's got pluses and minuses. There's a straight pipe with a tap on the end of it, and what it means is it drains very easily
and quickly, doesn't it?
And quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know on our previous vans we've spent ages waiting for a little trickle to dribble out of the waste pipe, and it can be an absolute pain. So it's a thumbs up for that, but it's a thumbs down because it's about that far off the ground.
Yeah, yeah. We've been worried a couple of times, haven't we, when we go and have a big hump?
Yeah, particularly with there's a lot of speed humps.
Yeah.
And the danger, of course, is catching it as you go over a speed hump, particularly with a fairly long wheelbase that the van's got. So I don't know what the solution is really. I suppose some manufacturers have had valves that you operate from inside to drop the waste. Maybe that's the solution. But yeah, like I say, pluses and minuses. But we've lived with it. It's been fine.
Yeah, a lot of the campsites now have got these drive-over waste disposals, haven't
which
they,
are great.
for
You just
water.
drive open.
You just drive over that.
And
open the
tap is easy to get to. You just you turn it and it empties the waste. So
that's right.
Yeah. It does mean, however, that you can't use a Wastemaster.
No. So it does mean you've got to plan that before you go to your pitch. Do I need to empty my water? On
the plus side again, it's got a big waste tank.
Yeah.
On the minus side, you don't want a big waste tank full of water that could freeze.
No, no. So if you've forgotten to go to empty it.
Yeah. Well, if you're staying on six nights on a site in the middle of winter, you don't want to be sitting there with a tank full of water.
No.
So one possible solution is just to use a little bucket underneath, a small shallow bucket, and empty it regularly when you do the washing up. Or if you're on a campsite, use the campsite washing facilities.
Yeah, I mean, some people have suggested to us, couldn't we use a hose into the Wastemaster, but you'd have to have the Wastemaster at a lower level.
Yeah, perhaps better just explain. I was thinking, use the hose that you use on a service pitch for emptying the waste to plug that in and then run it to a Wastemaster. The trouble with the Wastemaster is that the drain, the inlet into the Wastemaster is still higher than the drain tap.
Yeah, unless you can put it down a slope or something like that.
That's right. Dig a hole for the Wastemaster.
Yeah, just a shape in the pitch. Yeah.
So I think this van is probably not one I'd use with a Wastemaster.
No, you'd have to get used to. You've got to empty the water.
Yeah, which neatly brings me on to another thing about water is aqua roll. On our own van, we use an aqua roll when we're on site for about 6 days. The beauty of that is then you don't have to move the van to fill it up with water. Unless you're on a service pitch, you would have to move this van to take it to the water point to fill it up.
Yeah.
The reason is that there's no external way of filling up from an aqua roll. There's a way round it, and that's you could buy an external pump that you can plug inside the van that would pump water from the aqua roll into the tank, so you can get round it. And I spoke to it spoke to a few people on YouTube comments who've said that's what they do.
Yeah.
So you could use it.
You could find a way around it.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them you could find a way around, couldn't you?
Yeah.
If it meant using your collapsible bowl and things.
Yeah. So it sounds a bit negative, but I don't think it's the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world.
No.
I mean, it was easy. Did you find it easy to fill up with water?
Well, when we get to the point, yeah.
Or even when we're on a service pitch.
When we're on a service pitch, my hose wasn't long enough on one of the service pitches, so I had to use the hose that Bailey had provided as well to fill up. But you do need a longer hose on some service pitches. But other than that, no, it's fine.
So you used your Heos, didn't you?
They got the plug-in thing in there. I think they're brilliant because it means you don't have to stand there with a hose filling it up.
No. I never used to like doing that.
No.
So then other things for the utility, I suppose, is the TV, isn't it? The TV outside aerial.
Yeah, we bought a portable digital TV aerial because we knew that this van didn't have an aerial. Funnily enough, there's only one site we've actually used it on.
That's
this one.
Yeah, every other site
has had a booster point.
Had a booster point.
Yeah.
Apart from Edinburgh, where the booster point wasn't working.
That's true.
So we used.
So 2 sites then.
Well, it tuned in.
Yeah.
I got 80 channels using their booster.
Yeah.
And then they all went off, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we got the little Avtec aerial.
Avtec's portable digital antenna, I think it is, which we've reviewed in a separate video up here somewhere.
Yeah. And that found over 200 stations and was fine at Edinburgh.
Yeah, actually it's over here, isn't it? It'll be over there.
Yeah, somewhere up there.
Yeah.
But we found at Southport that using that we get exactly the same number of stations that I get at home when I use the upstairs TV.
Basically, Southport is a rubbish area for TV reception.
Well, it thinks it's either in North Wales or the North West England, doesn't it? And
yeah, the North West doesn't want to know it, and Wales doesn't want to know it either.
No, so it's not a good area to test things. No. Yes. What about the fridge and the heating en route? Another utility, isn't it? We found that.
Yeah, the heating on route. Yeah, it's been fine, hasn't it? You can use the heating when you're driving with this. It sounds a bit dangerous, but it's not. You've got a crash sensor that's built onto the gas pipe, and if there is an accident, that cuts off the gas straight away. So it's safe to use the heating whilst you're going along, and that keeps the van nice and warm. Because if you think about a motorhome, you've got cab space. The heater for the cab heats the cab nicely,
yes,
but not the rest of the van.
I
think en route heating in winter is brilliant.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Thumbs up for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you've just filmed the nice big toilet wet locker, haven't you? You really like that. Yeah,
it's good. It's plenty of space to put extra stuff, because the toilet goes in and there's a bit of extra space in front of that you can put your hoses and all your toilet chemicals and screen wash, and really like that.
Yeah, and we've got used to the flush tank, haven't we? To begin with, we thought, we weren't sure of the capacity of it. But
the flush tank is the tank that holds some water with some pink liquid in it to give the toilet a nice smell. We did have a previous Bailey that had that, and we got on all right with it. It holds 7 litres? 8 litres. And the issue, this is a bit OCD, but the issue is you don't know how much it's got left in it.
No, and then
you don't know how much pink liquid you're supposed to put in it, according to how much it says to dilute it by.
Yeah, it's only run out once, hasn't it?
So Bob said what I do is put a glug in.
A glug in, so
a glug, and some water.
But no, I mean, now once we knew we could put up to 8 litres in, it hasn't been a problem.
No, it lasts about 5 days.
Yeah, and the one thing about it is the toilet always smells fresher, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Than just using freshwater flush.
Yeah.
So I've quite got to like that.
What else have we got on the list there?
Well, what else we've got on the list is the nice clear displays on the utilities board, the water, the battery level, things like that. That's quite a nice display, isn't it?
Shall we show that?
Yeah, you better show that. I wasn't know what we're talking about.
No. Okay. So you've got this Truma display, which we've grown to get used to now, so you can choose what the water should be on. Should be on hot now, shouldn't it? What you're using for electricity, if you're using a mix, or you're using gas. Go back to gas only, or electric 2, that's the higher one. And then you can go to the fan, what you want the fan on. Where's the fan on? We want the fan on. It's very easy to use. You've got this display over here, which is the van's sort of functions. You've got the leisure battery amps, which battery you want to use, the internal temperature, user settings, waste level. That's the waste level. Nothing in there at the moment. Waste level, water level 51%. That is a bit weird, because that seems to think that you control the heater. Apparently that's for a whale heater, and this hasn't got a whale heater or space heater, and it goes back to the clock. No, I've not set the clock. 22:30. It's not 20.
Yeah,
it's not 22:31.
You keep finding, and obviously we move on, and the clock's on the wrong time.
Yeah, I thought it kept the time, but it doesn't. If you switch the unit off, it loses the time, and it's a bit irritating.
Yeah, the one on the left has got the right time. The Troom has got the right
only because
time.
Only because
you set it.
Set it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a bit annoying.
I mean, if you've got a caravan, you're probably used to.
Yeah, that's fine because you're probably stopping somewhere.
Yeah. With the motorhome, if you're moving on a lot, it keeps losing the
other useful thing with that is that when you lose your electric power for various reasons, the site might have gone off, or you might have disconnected it ready to move off.
Yeah.
It beeps at you.
It beeps, so you know that the electric's gone off. I need to put the fridge on gas, the heating on gas.
Yeah, because the thing I've always checked before, because we haven't got that, is I look at the microwave, and see whether the light's on there.
Okay.
But no, that's been very useful. But the site power can go off, and you suddenly, your fridge is on electric and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
The only thing that we're not sure whether it's a problem or not is when the water pump comes on, the lights flicker. Yeah,
the lights flicker a little bit with the water pump, and I don't think it's a fault, but I think it's just
I've got used to it. But to begin with, I thought, well, why are the lights flashing?
I don't know. Maybe someone can answer that.
Yeah.
If you've got a Bailey, do your lights flicker?
But generally, the utilities light.
Yeah, they're good. Good, they work very well. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. No problems with them at all. No leaks or no. They've been very good. Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly look at the storage under the driver's side bed. As you can see, it's not bad, but you have got an onboard tank there, which takes up nearly half of the locker. So what I'm tending to do here is keep the electric cable and aerial cable and that sort of thing in there. I've got a little step ladder. I was going to wash the van today, but I was going to give it a dry wash, but the weather's not conducive for that. And under the near side, passenger side locker, you've got a fair bit of space there. It's got the bag I've got for my TV. It's got the chocks in there. It's got the table extender, the Tassimo, of course, some dog food.
Probably fit a couple of chairs, wouldn't you, on top of that?
Oh, you certainly fit a couple of chairs in there, because it's quite tall. The locker itself is quite tall, because the beds are fairly high up, aren't they, I suppose? Seeing beds that are lower down, so there's a fair bit of space in there.
We're not really into awnings, are we? So
no, I think we've given up on awnings, so I think you might struggle to have an aqua roller, chairs, awning in there. But I think this is a van for two people. It's not really carrying 6 or even 4 people around. It is a van that's great for 2 people touring. And the sort of touring that we've been doing this week, I think, a couple of days here, a couple of days there. And I think it would be brilliant. Right, the other locker that we've not used at all, mainly because actually quite difficult to get into, but it's got the heater in it.
Yeah, so you can't fit much in there anyway, can
no.
you? It's got all the pipes.
And I'll put it all back together again because that illustrates how difficult it is to get at it. It's got obviously the bed mechanism on it as well.
Yeah.
So, right, and the last bit of storage is under the travel seats. So you have to move the seat belt off there. And this has got clips as well. So this comes out. This actually just is held in by the seat belts, really. Just take that out. Put that over there. This comes out as well. Again, it's held in by the seat belts. Got a couple of little backing cushions there as well. And then this is simply held in place by Velcro. Got like Velcro underneath here.
Yeah. Right.
I wouldn't normally take all the cushions off to get at this. Well, there's a very good reason for doing that. Because I've got the table up.
The table up, yeah.
Right. So what you've got in there is you've got your electric unit with your fuses and your trips, your RCD trips. I've got a rucksack and some cleaning stuff in there, and there's still a bit more space in there, so it's quite a useful storage space in there. But it does mean that you've got to move the table out of the way, or take the cushions off to get in there.
Yeah, and it obviously forms part of the bed.
Yeah. So back together again for the travel seats. And you said it was quite nice travelling there.
Yeah, because we took Aileen and Bob to the museum, and Aileen and I sat in the travel seats, and I sat on the outside, which meant I had clear visibility looking forward.
Yeah.
And no, they're quite comfortable. I think I said at the time the only thing is you tend to feel you might slip off the edge. You've got no armrest if you sit that side.
No.
But no, plenty of room, and seat belts were easy to use.
Yeah. Poppy, what did you think of the Bailey 764T?
I think quite liked it, didn't you?
Did you like it? What did you think? Did you like the bed? What about the heating? What about travelling? How were you travelling? Was it alright when you were travelling?
Seemed alright. Seemed quite happy when we got places.
You sit on your perch, could you?
Yeah, she could. You look out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get fed regularly enough?
Yeah, well if not, you'd bang a bowl and shout, wouldn't you? Feed me.
Oh, but there's a lot of questions you don't seem to be able to answer.
You can tell what she's thinking.
Yeah. Right. What? Your treats are up there. The treats are. Yeah, you like the treats up there, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So you know where they are. And that's your perch over there, isn't it? Yes.
You want a treat? Okay, let's get you a treat then.
This is
right. So overall, we really enjoyed it. Our friends liked it as well. It's a nice open place to be. And it's a nice place to be in the winter, you know, when it's raining outside and cold out there, and we'll be sorry to see it go.
We will, yeah. Quite sad when it goes on Monday.
Yeah. Marks out of 10?
9.
9?
9,
yeah, I think so. I think it's 9 out of 10.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up here. What I want to say, and this is much important, I thank you to Bailey for letting us borrow this van for 2 weeks, and it's been a privilege to use it, and importantly to say that there's been absolutely no interference from Bailey whatsoever in the making of these videos. So thank you for that. And do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
So give us a thumbs up, remember to subscribe, hit that notifications icon, and you might catch us doing this again. See you then.
Bye then.
Bye.